I lead threat hunting and incident response inside Nokia Deepfield's emergency response team, turning fresh research on DDoS campaigns into real-time protection for our customers. Day-to-day, I spend time going over global telemetry for new botnets, amplification techniques, and traffic patterns that can hint at emerging attack vectors, for example. And once we spot something new, my job has mainly two parts. First, help operators stop the live threat. And then second, fold those findings back into Deepfield Defender so that every customer benefits. It's equal parts research, firefighting, and product hardening. So in short, I turn raw threat intelligence into concrete defenses that keep large networks online. A DDoS attack is a flood of traffic designed to knock a target offline by draining its bandwidth, infrastructure, or application resources. An adversary pulls together thousands or even sometimes millions of sources to swamp the victim. They might fill the target's uplink, overwhelm gear like firewalls, or hammer an application until CPU and memory give up. As far as motives go, that can range from gamers sidelining rivals to hacktivists trying to make a point to criminals hiding a breach behind the noise. You can think of DDoS as weaponized traffic, which only purpose is to break availability. Yes, a single host can still overload the service, but distributed means the attack comes from many places at once, making it far more difficult to block. Classic DOS might be in one machine hammering one endpoint. You rate limit that IP address and you're done. With DDoS, traffic can originate from a botnet of compromised devices or from abuse reflectors like OpenDNS, resolvers, NTP, and so on. Hundreds of thousands of sources swamp filters and can hide the attacker's identity, forcing defenders to really separate good traffic from the bad across a huge address space. The distribution really multiplies power and complexity, turning what can be a nuisance into something that can be much more complex to deal with at a network level. Attackers sometimes launch a loud DDoS attack to distract defenders while they quietly breach, move laterally, or even steal data. During a major outage, teams scramble to restore service. The log analysis and the intrusion detection alerts often get postponed. So what the threat actors can exploit in that window is, they use that to plant ransomware, exfiltrate data, or even tamper with systems unnoticed. We saw this with the betting site breach last year, with a major DDoS attack that lined up with a much more quiet data theft operation inside the network. So really, a noisy outage can hide a quiet breach. Never assume a DDoS attack is the whole story. They break down into bandwidth floods, protocol or state exhaustion floods, and then application layer attacks. First, bandwidth floods. That will be oversized or amplified packets that stream in until the link maxes out. For example, if you have a 1 gig internet connection at home and someone sends you 5 gigs of traffic, it's as if you're not connected to the internet anymore. DNS amplification is still the classic example for that, although we often see nowadays a lot of botnets that do send this type of bandwidth exhaustion attack traffic. Then we have state exhaustion floods. Those can be shorter, sharper bursts, for example, a TCP SYN flood that will stuff the connection state table in the firewalls until they give up. And then last we have the application layer attacks. Those small but expensive requests like DNS water torture or HTTP GET floods that will consume CPU cycle or memory on the server without filling the pipe. Modern botnets mix and match these types of vectors, often using a mix of cloud servers and compromised IoT devices for extra horsepower and to slip past filters. Effective defense really starts with spotting which layer is under attack and adapting countermeasures on the fly.